everybody. I'm Dr. Anna Garrett. I'm president and CEO of drannagarrett.com. And I'm also one of the co-founders of the Medipreneurs Summit that's coming up in Asheville, North Carolina, April 27th to the 29th. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of this broadcast. But what I want to talk to you about today is why it's important to find your niche in business. And my business happens to be in the wellness arena, and yours may not be, but regardless, this is still something that you need to think about. And the reason that's important is because you can't market to everybody. And so if you are doing sort of spray and pray marketing, as I call it, then you are unlikely to hit your target. So let's look at my website, for instance. So I work with women who are in midlife to help them navigate perimenopause and menopause by helping them make lifestyle changes, by helping them choose the right supplements. I have hormone testing available, and I do epigenetic coaching, and all of that is put together in a package that helps women in midlife maximize their health during that time of their lives. So if you look at my website, drannagarrett.com, you see immediately that I help women who are between the ages of 40 and 60. Now, does that mean I won't help women who are 35, or I won't help somebody who's 63? No, it just means that when I focus my marketing, it is going to be directed toward that particular age group. So when you come onto my webpage, you know exactly who it is I work with. And so I call myself a menopause expert because that's what I am. I don't call myself a health coach. And if you are in the wellness arena, I think this is really important to think about, because if you call yourself a health coach, then you have no way to differentiate yourself from all of the graduates of the Institute of Integrative Nutrition who are being churned out en masse. And many of those people have no medical background. So you worked really hard for that pharmacy degree, and that needs to be front and center in your marketing in addition to whatever else you're doing. And I'm just speaking if you're in the wellness arena. So give that some thought and really own your expertise in whatever your niche turns out to be. So let's talk about that for a second. So what are the steps you need to go through to figure out what your niche is? Well, the first thing I would suggest is just to sit down and brainstorm. Who would it really light you up to work with? Who would be your ideal client? So for me, it's somebody who's, let's say, 45 to 50, who has some disposable income at her fingertips, who has done enough research about what's going on that she has a clue. And that's not absolutely necessary, but it's nice if somebody has a baseline level of knowledge. And she is ready to make changes, because if somebody invests in working with me and then they don't follow through, then they've basically wasted their money and my time. And that doesn't make for a good outcome and good feelings for anybody. So first step, brainstorm. The second step would be to journal your own story. So when I started this business, I thought about the path I had traveled as far as midlife health, and what I had done and what had worked and what hadn't, and where I wanted to go. And my goal is to be a good 70-year-old lady who can get out of her chair and go wherever she wants. And so that's my big why for the health changes that I've made for myself. So I'm my ideal client. So if I am my ideal client, it makes it really easy to create marketing for other people that are my ideal client. So that's the second step. Third step, analyze the common threads between your brainstorm and your story, and see if anything sort of rises to the surface as a particular area you would want to focus on in your marketing and your work. Fourth step, formulate a niche. And you know, you're not getting married to this. You're going to try it out. So if you start working with clients or patients and you decide that something needs to be tweaked, it's easy enough to change copy on a website. There's nothing that holds you to this particular thing, but you got to have a place to start that's not so broad that you can't really speak to people clearly. because a confused customer never buys. And it's important that you have that clarity so that you are able to speak confidently and clearly to your potential clients. And then the fifth thing is to test it out. So find a friend and just go for it. So the way I got started was, I was really clear about who I wanted to work with, so this was not really a problem for me. But I worked with my trainer because she'd been suffering from insomnia forever, and so I did hormone testing with her and got her on some progesterone, and this has been like 5 years ago, and she still feels fabulous. And then I got my best friend who had some more complex issues going on, and I did her testing, and I essentially did it for the cost of what I had to put into it. So I didn't make a lot of money, but that really wasn't the idea. The idea was to get some confidence so I could move forward and continue to build the service. So that's what I have for you today. I want to tell you a little bit about the Medipreneurs Summit. We're bringing together intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs in Asheville in April 27th to 29th. And this is going to be unlike any pharmacy event that you've ever experienced. There is 8.75 hours of CE, so that's a bonus for people like me who wait till the last minute. But we're going to have speakers who are talking about business topics and how to implement your ideas. It's not just a sit in a room kind of thing and have information thrown at you. So it's going to be very interactive, and we're super excited about it. And I'll put a link to the meeting information in the first line of the comments. I'd also like to invite you to download the free Medipreneurs Manifesto. It's a little hard to say. And it's 10 things you need to think about before starting your pharmacy business, whether you're an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. And it's a great list of 10 things that will really get you thinking, because it's more than just about a business plan. So I'll put the link to that in the comments as well. So thank you for joining me here today. It's been fun to do this, and next time we will talk about how to find your ideal client. So take care, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.